That is a success and life truth. Things are always going to be off. You're never going to have to do something. You're always going to be able to find a reason as to put it off. That's what people do that lose. Winners are going to go regardless of what the circumstances are. And losers are always going to wait until the perfect time. And you understand that the perfect time will never come, which is why they never become anything. You are going to have days that are hard. You're going to have days where you don't want to do what needs to be done. You are going to have days where you would literally rather fucking die than do what you're supposed to do. You'd rather stay in bed all day. I get it, dude. I am no different, and anybody who performs on a high level is no different. The only difference is that the work gets done regardless of the circumstances. And the point that I really want you guys to understand today, it's always hardest and most difficult right before the good shit. Okay, you've all heard the saying, it's always darkest before the dawn. That is a truth. And that's not just a truth in this program, it's a truth in your journey of life, in your pursuit of success, in your pursuit of winning whatever it is that you're trying to win. Today might be really fucking hard for you. Today might be one of those days where you have to push through consciously, literally every minute of your day. We all have the days where literally every single moment is a conscious push, is a forceful action. And those days really aren't that fun. But let me tell you guys, those are the days that build you. Those are the days that make you strong. Those are the days that your success and your future and your dreams are built upon. So cherish those days, those difficult, hard days. Learn to appreciate them, because everything else great in your life is going to be built off of those days. And the benefit is, right after those days, you're going to have a little bit of sunshine. That little bit of sunshine might last for a day, might last for a week. Stay focused, stay committed, don't compromise, don't cut corners, and when you have to, force yourself through. You're going to be thankful that you did. Tell me one thing in your life that is great that came as a result of being comfortable. Because everywhere I look and everywhere I see in today's society, everybody's doing everything they can to be more comfortable. They're looking for the more convenience. They're looking for the quicker. They're looking for the faster. And see, there's opportunity in that for those of you that want to get better. Because I'm going to tell you right now, all the great things in my life, all the great things in other high achievers' lives, all the reasons that these successful people that you look up to, that you aspire to be like, are the way they are, have all come from a place of being uncomfortable. That's just a fact, okay? So understand that when you're trying to avoid the pain, when you're trying to avoid the struggle, when you're trying to avoid the hard things in life, you are actively choosing to be average. You are actively choosing to be mediocre. And you are actively choosing to move further away from what you want in life. Because that hardship and that pain and that struggle and that frustration, they give you the skills that will forge you into a motherfucking champion. All right, so remember that shit when you try to take the easy route. The easy route never pays well. The only route in life that pays well is the hard route. The struggle, the pain, the frustration, and the overcoming of those things. The adversity, the struggle, the hard times, the difficult things, the frustration. Those are the things that create our skill sets. Those are the lessons that we learn that give us the skills to then put the skills into play and produce a better life. And if you think about it, it makes sense why we avoid the adversity, right? Like why we run from it. Our whole lives are all, taught around convenience, quick, easy, fast fix. Every piece of marketing that we see out there is about results now. And the truth of the matter is life just doesn't work that way, guys. It's not a realistic way of thinking. There's not one thing that's great in your life that you got without having to push through something, all right? Name me one thing. Like one thing that you're super proud of, that you're super enthusiastic about, that you are super prideful about, that you didn't have to fucking earn. We live in a world right now that celebrates victimhood. It's a competition now about who has the biggest challenges, not who's overcome the biggest challenges. And I'm going to tell you right now, the world is going to reward people who overcome the challenges. So when you see everybody else working to make their life easier, more convenient, basically looking to cut all the hard things out of their life, we could talk about and whine about and cry about everything in our lives, but there's only one thing that's going to change it, and that's actually taking action towards the place that you want to go. This is always going to be true. What you put in will produce the output. If you guys don't wake the fuck up and understand what the world's really about, you're going to lose. Not only are you going to lose, your kids are going to lose, and their kids are going to lose, because you guys have been indoctrinated by the education system, by your parents, by your teachers, to believe that everything is just going to happen for you. And what I see now is a big group of our population beating on this victim drum and trying to identify what victim group they belong to. And I'm going to tell you guys can beat on that drum as long and as loud as you want to. You can do it your whole life, and a lot of people do, and you will never win with that. So you have a question to ask yourself. Do you actually want a fulfilling, good life? And I'm so tired of seeing people who can't recognize the obvious of that you have a choice. You have a choice. Your choice is to either join this group over here of nobodies and nothings and celebrate nothing with them every fucking weekend and bitch and moan and cry about how everybody fucked you and society fucked you and your job fucked you and your upbringing fucked you and your race fucked you and the government fucked you, and you're gonna fucking go over there and you're gonna be fucking miserable. Someone will always have a more difficult path than you. Regardless of how difficult you think your path is, there's lots of people out there who have had that same path and actually won huge with that path. You're just choosing not to. If you can't understand that you have to make this decision, you are going to be in deep shit come your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. And if you don't believe me, go look at the people in the 30s, 40s, and 50s that you know and listen to what they say. And I guarantee you're going to hear a whole bunch of shit about how the world's unfair, how they got screwed, how their job screwed them, or their wife or husband screwed them. And they're going to have this long list of events that happened to them that have created the scenario that they live in now. And I don't buy that shit. I don't buy it. It's not true. Because what really happened was they gave the fuck up. Because it doesn't matter if you're cooking fucking french fries or making decisions about billion-dollar deals, okay? How you do the job is what matters. And you might be sitting there in McDonald's right now thinking, well, fuck, nobody appreciates that I make these fries extra good every time. It doesn't matter if they appreciate it or not. What matters is if you do it or not, because the next opportunity you have, what you're doing is you're ingraining inside of yourself the ability to do a great fucking job. And when you do a great fucking job and you take pride in your job and the outcome that it produces, guess what happens? You become more valuable. So now you're doing the fries, next week you're doing the fucking tacos and the burgers. Okay, and those are good too. Next thing after that, you're asked to manage a shift. You do that, you take the same attention to detail, and you put it in there. All of a sudden, you're on a track, okay? This is how it works. I don't give a fuck how acceptable your excuse is. It's still a fucking excuse. And that's how the world sees it too. The world does not care about your hardships. If it did, the people who have the most hardships would be the most successful. And that's just not the case. It's like people are in competition for who the fuck the biggest victim is, which is a competition for who the biggest fucking loser's gonna be. And I've been a real victim. I got stabbed in the fucking face. I want you to stop thinking of things in terms of sacrifice. And I want you to start thinking in terms of investment, all right? One of the biggest mistakes that you will make as a human on a path to success, whether that success be financially, physically, spiritually, in interpersonal relationships, whatever it is, there's success in all areas. When you think of it as a sacrifice, you're making it extra hard on yourself. And so what I want you to do is I want you to start thinking about investment. And I want you to understand that when you miss the weekends with the guys, or miss the night out with the girls, or you pass on the trip or you do this, you're not sacrificing anything. You're actually making an investment, because the investment is delayed gratification, and you just haven't seen the payoff yet. All right? So when you miss a night out to work out, you're not sacrificing a night out. You're making an investment in the future. And that investment in the future is going to create a better life. It's going to create more money. It's going to create better relationships. It's going to create a better body. It's going to create more confidence. When you're getting something in return for what you're giving up, it's not really a sacrifice, it's an investment. But the truth of the matter is that when I skip something fun to do something that's hard, I know that there's a payoff coming later. What sounds better? I'm making an investment in my future, or I'm sacrificing the night out with the guys? You're not fucking missing anything. You're not losing anything. You're not giving anything up. That's some bullshit that everybody does their whole fucking life. It's no different than what every other human does.
I can't wait to get in the
and it's
shower.
what everybody does. It's not something that you're missing. You're choosing to make an investment in yourself. You're choosing to make an investment in your money. You're choosing to make an investment in your body. You're choosing to make an investment in your relationships. And you need to remember that when you talk to yourself. Because if we constantly tell ourselves that we're sacrificing everything, we're always going to feel empty. We're always going to feel like we're not having anything paid back. We're always going to feel like we're doing all of these things for nothing, which is not the truth. The truth is that we're doing these things for something. If you know that you're going to get up and do this fucking work because it's going to get you this later, and you understand and believe that, and you're making an investment, it becomes that much easier to do. But when you tell yourself, oh man, I'm going to miss, this dinner or this wedding or this trip or this, that, so that I can stay on my program, or I can, focus on my business, or I can do these things. All you ever focus on is what you missed. All you ever focus on is what you're giving up. And if you focus on what you're giving up, you're going to become obsessed with what you're giving up. And eventually that's going to break you, because you're going to be focused on the wrong shit. Start making...
Yo, check it. That's my guy. If any of y'all that's wondering who the fuck is that dope ass individual that I was just listening to, that's one of them new individuals that I've introduced into my lifestyle, into my life, so that I can continue to live in style with better style. You know what I'm saying? As of recent, name is Andy Frizilla. I hope I'm saying that name that right. Him and Ed Milet. Those two individuals, the two most recent additions to my daily listening, as it relates to, communication, and just, me aiming to become the best version of myself possible. You already know that I listen to Jim Rohn a lot, David Goggins, Les Brown. Les Brown was one of the first individuals that I started listening to. Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, you know what I'm saying? Tony Robbins. Don't listen too much of Tony Robbins. He's got great perspective. He just doesn't have the kind of like tones that I like to listen to. Only sometimes. Tony Robbins still a legit ass motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But yo, yeah, Ed Milet and Andy Frizilla, two recent individuals. Also, my guy from Valuetainment, PPD. What is it? Patrick Bet Davis. Yo, life is about experiences and the intensity of those experiences. Live a life worth living, a life worth remembering, a life worth embracing, man. Live every day, with memories that you would want to recall, rather than filling it with regret and senseless actions that you just want to forget. That's really, really the meaning of life. You know what I'm saying? is to live a purpose-filled life, a purpose-filled life, by living it on purpose, by doing things that are good for your body, mind, and spirit, your soul, for reality, for your family, for your business, on purpose, so that every day is filled with purpose, and so that you feel like your life has meaning. You know, because the more meaningful our life feels, the more we feel like we have something to live forward for and something to go towards. You get what I'm saying? Do things every day that allow you that allow you to create momentum to continue to push you forward and towards the kind of life that you truly have in your mind's eye that you want to live. You know what I'm saying? Every day you eat every day. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're a mindful individual and you fast from time to time, you eat every day, you take a piss every day, and you use the bathroom, you take a shit every day. So if you do all these things every day, work on your body too. Don't run away from the responsibility that you have to your body, because then if you run from that responsibility, you also run away from other responsibilities, and you'll also create excuses for other responsibilities that you may have in your life. Maybe you're avoiding. Y'all always see me, but most of the time y'all see me and hear me, kids saying my name, Sosa, Sosa, Joan. You know what I'm saying? And it's because we all have responsibility to the youth as well. You know what I'm saying? Our duty is to the youth. They're the most highest and holiest and most righteous things that we should be working for and doing our best for. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people, they create fucking excuses, and they, you know, they entertain the alcohol, they overindulge in substances that don't really benefit them. They overindulge in foods, just the wrong things in general, because they really don't know their purpose. And so because they don't really know their purpose, they feel as though life has no meaning. Life has a meaning. You just haven't figured it out yet. The only way you're going to figure it out is when you start making yourself ask questions. When you start asking questions, that's when you start figuring out what it is that you were born to do in life. What, who, where, when, why, and the how will manifest. It will make itself apparent. The how will be easy to see. But I'm gonna first ask those questions, family. I must first ask those questions. Like, why am I doing this? What am I getting out of this? Where is it gonna take me? When is it gonna take me there? For what? When? Where? Why? How am I gonna do this? Five W's and an H. We learned that shit in grammar school. And now we apply it as adults. Sometimes you're gonna be the only fan on your side. Sometimes you're gonna be the only one, man. And you still gotta do it. Why? Because you'll never know when opportunity is just waiting to present itself. Alright? Success, miracles, blessings, luck. That's all preparation met by opportunity. That's all it is. Preparation, proper preparation, proper prior planning and preparation, met by the right opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people that they like to put on these masks to project an image of what they really are nothing about. Just make sure you're about what the fuck you're asking out of life. Alright, make sure you're about what you really are asking from life. Make sure you're ready for those things. Alright, family? Other than that, I'm gonna get to my work. And yeah, one love, man.